Welcome yet again to Melvor Idle Hardcore. It has been a beautiful sight logging back into this 100% mastery in astrology. Just having a quick stroll through what we all did this for, and the amount of benefits from the skill is quite insane. Everything will pay off, I feel, in the end, and this is like the perfect start to this journey, I think. As far as for now, we've only been looking at stars, right? But this is where we can officially begin the game with. And some of these bonuses are really nice to start out with. So before we do much else, I decided to purchase some necessary upgrades. For example, the auto eat tier 1. I figured it'd be nice to have. Since we're gonna focus on woodcutting and fire making so much, multi-tree seems like a very good upgrade to get. And since we started investing into township last episode, I have been doing so, slight bits here and there, and it's actually going a lot faster than I initially thought it would. Already up to level 70, and this will just passively truck on the side. I feel like I've done most of my investment as it stands right now. I will invest here and there, but we'll see how it transpires from here. So as you can see, I made a small start into woodcutting and mining so far. The plan initially is going to be to start off summoning with woodcutting, just using ends, trying to level up the mark, and do mining at the same time for the mole synergy. If you combine the end and the mole, it turns into quite a nice synergy for woodcutting itself, and obviously it trains summoning quite a bit. For mining, I've just been doing some pure essence, so it's nothing big really. I've wanted to have that to start farming just with the potato seeds for a while. And whenever I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, or I guess at least now before starting anything big, I've just been doing some fishing. Here's a quick layout of the bank as of it's going right now. There's nothing special quite yet. I still have a lot of stardust left over from astrology. My idea is to sell quite a bit of them, so I have 2k left. One thing I want to put a slight focus on is making some agility obstacles to make certain things in the game easier. And I think since I want to focus heavily on cartography, I think the river crossing one is quite fitting. But I do need 15 cartography for that, including some paper to get started. After that, I'm thinking about building the pit jump just for the skill XP for everything. It seems quite nice, and I think agility, the 4 agility XP, I can take it. But before that, because I want to get 99 fire making, I think the stepping stones is probably more fitting. So once I get the logs for it and the fire making level, I'll probably get on that as soon as I can. So for now, I'm just gonna start making some paper within cartography. Cartography is quite the interesting skill as it doesn't have a full mastery system. It's just uncovering a map and then uncovering some secrets that are laid out on this map. I'm not familiar on how it works quite yet, but you can survey every tile in this. I think to rank 2 at the start and then eventually to rank 5. I'm planning to just use the auto survey option. Maybe you can use the survey just to queue tiles you'd want to find. But we'll see in the future on how that goes. So just as an example, here's one of the points of interest. If you travel to it, you can, get some standard loot just to start with. And this is just one of the examples of what you can find. Just by seeing the question marks are the points of interest, and the exclamation marks are the dig sites for archaeology. So this is a quick overview of the mastery in cartography. As you can see, it's not just, do it enough and you get bonuses in here, but you need to master a certain amount of tiles. As you can see on the left side, level 2 for most hexes for now, and then the points of interest and dig site hexes can be surveyed to level 5. 5 means it was mastered, so once you have all these mastered, you get the rewards listed on the right side, which is quite nice, especially the bank tokens. For a hardcore, that seems very useful to have. So this is an example of one of the dig sites I found. I'm not sure how they're gonna work yet. I know you can make dig site maps, but we're plenty to find out. So here we are reaching level 15 cartography, and I'm just making the agility obstacle just to prepare for in the future. I am actually thinking, however, to make the fire making interval one first, since I'm aiming for 99 fire making before I do anything else. So it's nice to have this prepped for the river crossing, but I think I'm gonna start off with the monkey bars. Since I'm gonna be starting woodcutting quite a bit, I'm gonna invest into some axes just to start with. That seems like a great idea. So I already hit level 15, but I figured I'd just finish this point of interest. And I guess look at that, it's quite a nice reward just to start with. So I guess it's time to start the fire making. I'm gonna go to level 30 just to unlock the agility shortcuts, and then it's probably woodcutting all the way until I have enough for 99. So we'll see there. Alright, cool. There's 30 fire making. So I think that's enough fire making for now. I'm just gonna focus back on woodcutting with the multi-tree, which is quite nice. And I'm just gonna create the obstacles fitting. For one of the obstacles I do need some wood first, so I guess I'm just gonna head back into woodcutting. So a decent amount of time has gone by, and I've just been woodcutting, but I've been integrating the ends into it. So I've just been making the end familiar whenever possible. I've also been mining just to unlock the mole familiar. I'd have to upgrade it a little bit just to unlock the synergies. As you can see here, you need a certain level of the mark just to have the synergy. So it's what I did. So Township is actually going quite fast, but it's also costing a lot of money at this point. So while showing the bank, I'm also going to sell everything except for 2,000 of the Stardust. I've noticed some of the tasks and some other stuff do need the Stardust still. But for now, I have everything in the astrology maxed out. So I feel like this is quite a lot of money just to start out with. So it felt like a great idea just to start. Summoning is also quite expensive, and here I am just making a hell of a lot of ends just to progress the summoning and the woodcutting even faster. So up to 80 woodcutting already. I'm gonna work on getting 99 mastery in some of the trees, just multi-cutting my way up there. Mainly focusing on magics for now for even potential money. I've got a lot of bird nests, which I'm probably gonna open quite soon just to start farming out. Just start with allotment seeds and eventually moving on to herb, etc. So with the idea of getting plenty of more bird nests in the future, I decided to open 750 of them, just to see what I would get. It probably will suit me well for a while, but since farming is a passive skill, I figured, might as well start as soon as you can. Another 10 levels passed, and I've got a new friend. It's Beavis. Double item in woodcutting. It's not too bad, and it's a cute little fella. So, at 95 woodcutting and quite a bit of mastery 99s as well, I decided this is probably a good stopping point to start fire making with. I'll probably finish off 99 woodcutting at some point, but for now I feel like this will make plenty. I'll try to see if I can get 99 mastery for fire making for certain logs, but I'm not too sure on how it's gonna work yet. And just for your information, I decided to stop at 95% of the mastery pool because of this bonus. And here's a showing of all the total logs I've gathered. Some more than the others, but yeah, quite the stack to start out with. Meanwhile, I've just been starting to farm potatoes, just slowly here and there, using the weird gloop initially. If you get 50% or 50 mastery in the potatoes, you eventually don't need it anymore. But yeah, it's been slow going. Other than that, Township is going really fast. I've not invested in it a lot more, just here and there, mainly storage. And it's just trucking along for now, it's doing great. And then it's officially time to start burning wood. I'm starting out with normal logs, just to, try to get 99 mastery. As you can see, it gets mastery XP in all skills. So it's quite helpful to actually start out with. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use the bonfires. I think I'll start out with them for now, just to see, and just start burning some wood, I guess. So I've had the part of the crown of relics for a while, but I ended up getting the gem as well. And look at these bonuses, it's quite a good helmet for now. I mean, I don't have anything, and since I'm just killing, this seems perfect. So I ended up creating it. And would you look at that, level 75 fire making, and we got another cutie for the collection, Pyro. So 1% skill XP for all skills is pretty good. So I've realized that hitting 99 mastery for fire making is quite a lot harder than I initially thought it would be. But what I've been doing ever since I hit 50% mastery pool checkpoint, I've just been burning magic logs, just to get quite a lot of money just back from fire making. I'm obviously aiming for the 95%, 5% mastery XP in all skills seems pretty damn good. So I've gotten a lot of these generous fire spirits from fire making, and just opening them here. It's 4 different amulets for fire making, which give different kind of stuff. So either a GP, I think. Then there is fire making skill XP, just in general, which might be nice in the future. Skill XP and chance to gain Stardust. Well, I think I'm kind of done with Stardust for now. And then there is chance to gain Ash, which might be very nice. I decided to start with the GP one, since magic logs are quite good right now. So I came across this township task, which is quite nice. It's easily doable for me right now, right? With all the resources I've gathered. And 5 million in cash plus 300 medium earn enchanted is pretty good. It gives me 150,000 prayer points for when I actually start to use combat and prayer, which is nice. And at long last, here is 99 fire making. So I got the cape, which you can see here, which is just beneficial all across the game. So that's the whole reason I did it, just with some of the masteries as well. But yeah, this seems quite nice. So I did a little bit of fishing just for downtime, but it's definitely time as well to change up these agility shortcuts. As I'm done with fire making for now, sure, I'll continue to it someday, but for now there is more beneficial ones, right? I want to prepare for cartography, and I just want to have the right agility shortcuts in place. So as you do agility, you can remove and place them as you want, and every time you remove and place them, they get cheaper. But still, you know, it isn't a hefty process, and might as well just train some agility just to get some extra unlocks. So I decided to do a little bit more cartography. Got some cool upgrades here, but I mainly was aiming just to get the ship hull upgrade for now. But as I've been farming potatoes, I've actually been more tempted to start up runecrafting first, just to get into some alt magic, so I can fight monsters or do thieving or whatever for actual herb seeds, because I think herb lore is very beneficial. So here I am creating loads of moles just to do the mining part of it, because obviously I need rune essence, and mining is gonna be very beneficial in the future either how. I did notice another cartography upgrade, which I kind of wanted to get, so I figured I'd get the 500 steel bars knocked out as well. Since I was going to do the mining anyway, I might as well do a little bit of smithing just to complete that as well. There's an agility shortcut for runecrafting, which I just need 500 mind runes for, so I figured that would be one of the best steps to start out with. And as you do runecrafting, you obviously get the summoning perk for it as well. It's the crow, which is quite beneficial. I'll show it on the screen right here. And the synergy of the crow and the mole are actually quite nice just for pure essence. So I figured this would be quite a nice preparation just to get going. And here's just a little screenshot of my gear right now. I feel like quite a nice skiller at this point. Like some of the things are not as useful as the others, but it looks quite nice, I think. And this brings us back to the recent day, actually. You've seen a lot of this content so far has been narrated and with a lot of screenshot and stuff like that. It's because I've been on holiday. I've just been progressing meanwhile, right? But I figured it'd be nice to give you some sort of oversight of what we've actually been doing. And just before we actually get this started, I've decided to use some mods. Most of them are just kind of... I would say they're all quality of life in general. The one thing that could be controversial is unlimited offline. It just, normally in Melvor Idle you have a 24-hour offline period and then nothing happens anymore. I think a lot of idle games have this actually. But personally I'm not, I'm not too bothered by it being a slight bit longer. If I ever need to take an extended break or anything, I'm still progressing in the game. Take of it what you will, but I figured it'd be kind of a, a reasonable mod to use. Other than that, it's just a quality of life package pretty much. Showing some drop rates, showing virtual levels for mastery levels, which I think is just a cool thing to see. And the other one showing is the combat simulator one, which is, I don't know how you would classify it personally, but it's mainly meant for if I'm gonna do hardcore combat, right? I can simulate it beforehand just to see what happens. You can call it kind of cheaty. I'll see if I actually use it. For now it's active, and we'll see how far we go with it. As for the overview, though, we've seen quite a lot of the stuff that has happened. Obviously, 120 astrology, a little bit of cartography here and there. The plan is first to, focus on runecrafting, get some alt magic just to make sure I can get farming going, and maybe herblore even. Other than that, I did the smithing, of course, for the steel bars, a little bit of mining, mainly for pure essence, some other things. 99 fire making, which is quite nice. I did some fishing here and there, just in between when I wasn't sure what to do. I feel like fishing is always a good move to pull off. Woodcutting at 95, I'll probably end that up soon. Township is actually very close to 99, which is kind of nice. Then again, I haven't been doing a lot with it. I've repaired here and there, not all the time even. I've done some of the health as well. But it's kind of just been going for this part, so I just let it roll. At some point I'll get back into it, but for now I feel like the passive is quite, going with it. For farming, I've just been doing potatoes. Not even with a weird loop anymore. It's just, you know, the potatoes have a certain mastery level at this point. If you can see here, you don't need compost to successfully grow, and weird loop is essentially just compost. And you get the herb seeds back, so or the allotment seeds, I mean. So you can basically infinitely farm potatoes. So my plan was just to get this 99 mastery and then, you know, figure it out from there, see how we do farming other than that. Rune crafting has been going quite nice. I'm mainly focusing on air runes right now. I've led one night of earth runes and I've got a load of them. And air runes I feel like are useful for anything, really. So what the plan is with that is alt magic. For now, I can just do the just learning skill, which is a nature rune and air rune. I focused a little bit on nature runes as well, just to be able to do that. But you can turn items into rune essence. I'm not really sure what item I will use quite yet, but that's gonna be it. I did a little bit of digging, and there's another skill that makes bones just out of nowhere. Bones seem nice to have. They're for prayer, obviously. I've seen some township tasks as well, which you use the bones for something. So I figured it'd be a nice way to level it. And once I got it leveled up, I can make some gear as well through rune crafting. You can see all sorts of like staves and magic gear here. I haven't looked into what, you know, is good to use or how, you know, we should go about doing that. But I think it's, you know, something for a little bit in the future. Obviously, I've been using summoning for quite a bit of the things, which is quite nice. It's already at 75. I've leveled quite a bit of marks here and there. You can see which one I've actually used and which one I haven't. Most of them you've seen, so the ant, the mole, the crow. Octopus I haven't dabbled in yet, which I probably will use at some point. And there's plenty to be discovered. Obviously, there's a lot of synergies as well in the game, so I'm not really sure on how to go with that. I can see show unlocked, and you can see these are the ones I've actually used over time. I did a little bit of agility just to unlock some of the shortcuts, right? Rune crafting is still active right now, which I'll probably remove at some point for this one. It's just, you know, it's archaeology, so maybe I will leave it at rune crafting just to have something, but we'll see. And other than that, I think there are some nice ones here, but I'm not really sure on which one to use yet. And they're getting more and more expensive. And as you can see with agility, you just need to progress in the entire game just to get, you know, better rewards from it, basically. So we'll see on how that goes. And this is basically where we're at right now. Obviously, we got the Crown of Relics, which is quite a good helm, I gotta say. The fire making cape is insane. It's just good for everything, so I'm gonna keep using that. Other than that, I don't really have much gear yet. This is just for the fishing area, which doesn't do much. And the mastery ring, which I got quite early from fishing. I don't know if I ever showed, but it's just good, right? Extra mastery, skill XP. I'll have a quick run through to the bank. I have a lot of precious chests from fishing still. I haven't opened those yet. You know, I might in a bit. Bird nests I've just kept for now, since I don't really need them. Because farming is just kind of going as we go right now. Potatoes, obviously. These mysterious stones. Because I have the Crown of Relics, I can upgrade these to provide charges for the Crown of Relics. Because if we look at the Crown, you can increase the bonus by 25 if there's at least one charge of Relics in your bank. And you have a small chance for a charge to be destroyed. So what I think I'll just do is just upgrade everything. All. And now I just have charges. So, I mean, I'll just let them roll for now. I still have some of those generous fire spirits, which just give the amulets. I've been selling the amulets, just the ones I'll use. This is the skilling tab right now. It's getting more extensive, right? It's quite nice. Some of the fishing supplies, like I mainly did crabs recently. I just have some food stocked up for eventually, which I'll need. The runes and just the gear right now. It's not much yet, but yeah, it's quite nice to have. For the crows, I needed combination runes, which I made just to be able to make them, because you can't make them with normal runes. Yeah, the farming tab for now, which doesn't, you know, say much. I've just been using potatoes, so we'll see on how that goes. So this is the checkup as for now. We're progressing quite well. I think after astrology, it's just nice to see other things happening, right? Because astrology, you know, it's been a long trek to get here. But yeah, it's been really nice. It's been a good start.